The DP chair, Lulzim Basha, has declared that there is no turning back on the decision for his party's MPs to burn their mandates and that the action is being taken to prove the DP stands beside the Albanian citizens. With the decision regarding the opening of EU negotiations for Albania expected in a few months' time, President Ilir Meta is on an official visit to Germany in an attempt to rally support from this important ally. With local politics in crisis, the president of the American Chamber of Commerce, Mark Crawford, has warned that a lack of stability is likely to scare off foreign investors. Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 19th of February 2019. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country translated into English. Chair of the Democratic Party, Lulzim Basha, expressed determination in his party's latest mission, declaring that there is no turning back from the decision to burn mandates. During a press release, Basha stated that the opposition is, and always will be, standing by the side of the Albanian people. Pro-European movement and integration into the European Union, that is what the Democratic Party is about, and the opposition is united in this decision. There is no turning back. It is mandatory for us to take this action of burning our mandates to ensure that there will be no parliamentary facade. The government can gather and make decisions against the benefit of the Albanian citizens, but the Albanian people will respond to them, and we will be by their side, reiterated Lulzim Basha. Asked what is meant by a transitional government, as called for by Basha, he explained, first of all, we demand the resignation of and investigation into Edi Rama. The priority task of a transitional government is to arrest politicians involved in the scandal of vote buying. The government should not be interfering in judicial actions, such as was witnessed in the instance of Prime Minister Edi Rama protecting his political colleague, Mayor of Durrës, Vanxush Dako. President Ilir Meta called for Germany's support for the decision to open negotiations with the European Union and Albania in June 2019. The call from the head of state comes at a time when the country is involved in a domestic political crisis, with the opposition announcing they intend to burn their mandates in the wake of violent anti-government protests which occurred at the weekend. Already, Albania is a member of NATO and a candidate country for the European Union membership. Thanks to the vision of Chancellor Merkel, embodied in the Berlin process, all countries of the Western Balkans can now clearly aspire towards the clear destination of an integrated Europe. We hope that with the invaluable support of Germany and the will of all member countries, we will be ready to open negotiations with the EU in June 2019, added President Meta. From Berlin, where he participated in the annual conference for small and medium enterprises in Germany as an honorary guest, Meta said he hopes that the Berlin process can serve as a catalyst and a powerful instrument for the necessary structural and economic reforms, as well as the creation of a common regional market. This major goal can only be achieved through strategic investments into regional collaboration in infrastructure, energy, and other priority sectors. The ultimate goals are to empower our economies, attract foreign investment, increase productivity and product competitiveness, and prepare local and regional businesses for the common European market, outlined Meta. Meta praised the strategic partnership and strong collaborative relations in all areas between the Republic of Albania and the Federal Republic of Germany. Dozens of residents from Leja and Shkodra have delivered a message to the country's Prime Minister, Edi Rama, by blocking the road at the entrance of Leja while the head of the government was attempting to travel to the areas of Vaudeas and Puka. Supported by opposition representatives, they remained on the road for about an hour in waiting for the official escort before it arrived, causing a collision with the police forces. It has been learned that members of the police service, after becoming aware of the citizens' plan, deviated the route to be taken by the head of the government in order to avoid the blockade. As a result, the plan by local protesters to impact the Prime Minister's agenda was foiled, although residents affirmed their actions will continue until the removal of Edi Rama as the nation's leader. Following the departure of the resident protesters, the movement of vehicles resumed and traffic has since returned to normal conditions. In response to the opposition's actions regarding their MPs' mandates, the president of the American Chamber of Commerce, Mark Crawford, stated that the lack of domestic political stability presents an economical threat. Crawford reiterated his opinion that local politics should take more care as to the international image they create. The ACC president went on to add that everything that provides further stability is a positive, whilst anything and everything that negatively impacts stability is a detractor. He said the current political climate creates resistance for investors, but that at this stage they are still waiting for the situation to stabilise. He did express concern regarding those who have become wary of investing in Albania, reiterating again that with the reputation of foreign investors should be a priority for the country's top politicians. The risk of foreign investors leaving becomes even more a concern as the other Balkan states continue to introduce more favourable policies aimed at them. Even the United States business representative in Albania admits that other countries of the region provide a more attractive value proposition that is also more risk averse. At least we should be competitive with the region, because if the return on investment is more stable in Skopje or Pristina, people will go there instead, explained Mr. Crawford. These statements were made following a meeting between the American Chamber of Commerce and the Albanian Commissioner for the Right to Information and Personal Protection of Data. The Independent Qualification Commission today made the decision to dismiss from duty the Korcha Appeals prosecutor Irma Bali. During the hearing, the Independent Qualification Commission informed that the report from the High Inspectorate of Declaration, Audit of Assets and Conflict of Interest indicated that the prosecutor, Irma Bali, made a legally inaccurate declaration regarding property and a false statement in relation to accumulated wealth. Irma Bali declared a family net wealth of 17.2 million lek in 2003, and referring to the first statement submitted to the High Inspectorate of Declaration, Audit of Assets and Conflict of Interest, the prosecutor and her spouse hold a 25% share in a petrol station and shop in the city of Korcha worth 10 million lek, an apartment valued at 6 million lek, a Mercedes-Benz vehicle, and her husband was also a 25% shareholder in a company which trades fuel. Concerns also relate to the building permit of the fuel station, with the declarations made by the Korcha Appeals prosecutor omitting one of the stories contained within the building. This led to the belief that there may have been unjustified political interference in the acquisition of documentation relating to the building. In response to the accusations relating to this claim, Prosecutor Bali explained that the process of property registration was not completed by her, but instead by her father. Interior Minister Sandor Leshaj inspected the construction of the building which will become the new home to the police of Shkodra, with the assurance given that the work will be completed within the year. The new building aims to create better conditions for police officers to provide services to the citizens. Inspecting the site along with local officials and local leaders, the guarantee that construction would be completed prior to the end of 2019 forecasts the project's completion about a year ahead of the planned timeline. I am pleased to see the high pace of construction, and I believe, as promised by the contractor, that the new directorate will be ready by the end of the year, ahead of schedule. This is good news for all the city's police structures in Shkodra and their employees, said Sandor Leshaj. The new building of the Police Directorate and Station of Shkodra is part of a broader program that the Ministry of Interior has to improve the infrastructure of all directorates and stations. Today, we are in Shkodra and I see that construction is going well. It is an important investment, stressed Leshaj. The police of Shkodra have worked for years in a building that does not support the basic required parameters, as such hindering the quality of services provided to citizens, as well as an environment that has negatively impacted on employees. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join us again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.